fish jumping out right there. Can't tell what they are though. Probably carp. Who knows? Ton of them though. They're jumping all out like that all over. Alright, I'm starting off this morning throwing a fluke. Super Fluke, pearl white. We're here at Lake Success, Porterville, California. Oh. Must have been a small one. Little bitty tiny one. Oh, that's not too bad. It's a little small. Using this fluke here, and no weight, just put it right on the hook, Texas rig it, and then I just kind of let it float out there, and it's got a lot of action when you tug it and pull it. Just work it back slowly. Little short pulls. Oh yeah, just a little swirl. No, not very big, but quick release. Come on, baby, come up. Don't jump. Get yourself tired. Man, it's pulling. That's a good one. Pretty good one right there. All right, nice little bass right here. Look at that one. Oh yeah, free. All right. Ooh. Nice little fish here. Nice, another one. Not too bad. Good little fish. Not real big. Pull the heck out of it though. Alright, that was a nice little bass there. Right from that bush, right here by the top of the dock. Everybody launches their boat and fish right here. He wasn't too big. He was pretty fat though, a little heavy. Oh. I think it was something small that hit it. Well, there we go, small one. I think this fluke is getting a little bit wore out. One thing about these things, they don't last very long. You catch a couple fish and they're pretty much done. And when you go in bushes and trees like that, they really don't last long. Yeah, I always start off with the fluke in the morning. First thing in the morning, I start off with the fluke, something top water, something that'll break the surface and go back under, and it has quite a bit of action. When it warms up a little bit more, which it will, then I'm gonna hit some, find some structure, some deeper structure, and maybe a shaky head or deep diving crankbait, Carolina rig, and go to something like that and fish that. But right now, just enjoying the morning, enjoying being out here. Nice day. It was only 66 degrees when I got out here, so it was really, really nice, really cool. Oh, just caught a bass. Thought it was recording and it wasn't. Got another hit. Missed it. Well, good morning, everybody. Just got back. I had to stop recording. Actually, didn't have to stop recording. My battery ran out, so it wasn't by choice. I guess I used too much battery, and I didn't have the other ones charged, the other batteries that I had. But anyway, it wasn't a bad day. It was a pretty good day, and caught quite a bit of fish. I probably caught, after the battery ran out there, I probably caught about maybe 5 or 6 more fish. They weren't very big. I think the biggest one was about 2.5 pounds, but most of them were pretty small fish. Anyway, but it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. The water's really down over there, Lake Success, and it really limits your options of fishing. And you could probably have 20 people, and it seems like everybody's on the lake, 20 people fishing, and seems like everybody's on top of each other. So I'm sure it's a little bigger than that, but it's a little exaggeration, but that's what it feels like. People just constantly going by you, and people coming up fishing right next to you, and so it's kind of a bummer. But anyway, this is what I caught quite a bit of fish on, was a fluke, and Zoom Super Fluke. And I've been throwing it for a lot of years, and it's really a good bait. Sometimes you do catch a lot of small fish on there, and a lot of people do say, well, it's a lot of, it's mostly small fish. Yes, they are right. You are going to have to weed out and you will get a lot of small fish, but you will also catch big fish. So I've caught quite a few big fish with these lures and stuff. But anyway, I just want to show you how I rig it up and stuff, and maybe it'll help somebody else out there. So I'll use one of these swim hooks with a little screw lock on there, and I'll go ahead and screw it onto the nose in there. And you want to make sure that you screw this thing on there pretty straight. You don't want it to be swimming sideways or anything like that. But this is an option that I'll do. I haven't always done this, but it seems to work all right too. So let me get this hooked up for you real quick. So I'll screw it on there to about right there, and this one's probably about maybe a 1/0 hook, maybe 2. Anyway, I'll screw it on there, and then I'll push the hook right on through the back of the fluke where it's coming out exposed, and then I'll just bring it right back up in there, and then I'll hook it back to itself. So now it's pretty weedless. It's pretty weedless. It works pretty good like this. It's quicker. It's a lot quicker. It's a lot faster. when the fish do seem to grab it, they always grab it by the front. So when they do grab it, you know, you got to give them a second before you set the hook. You don't just immediately set the hook on this. You know, you wait till you feel that weight, and then, you know, it's more of a, it's not really a hook set, hard hook set. It's more of a pull, you know, and with the hook being exposed like that, it just breaks the skin and it's on. And so it works really good. That works pretty good. I really like that. I don't like the way that that hook is exposed like that. I guess it's okay, you know, but if there's weeds and stuff like that, it doesn't make it, it's weedless, but that stuff will catch a lot of weeds and stuff. So I also I'll use a Owner wide gap hook, probably about a number 2 or so, and just a regular hook, wide gap hook, and I'll get that thing and I'll Texas rig it. So what I'll do is I'll stick it in there, you know, bring it back out to itself, bring it back out, okay, I don't know if you can see that, and then I'll bring it all the way down and I'll bury that eye into the nose of that fluke. This is the way I've been fishing it for years, before the screw locks. And now it's, do you see the back of the hook, the back of the bait? It's completely straight, and when this thing swims, it just has so much movement. It just does this, and it just darts and moves, and you know, and you could twitch it and you could move it and you could do so much with it. I cast it in, I've thrown this in a lot of moss, a lot of crap that's on the water, and just let it sit right up on the top of it, of everything, and it'll lay on there like that, you know, flat on the surface, and then I'll just pull it across, and when those little openings, that little tail moves just like that. I don't know if you can see it moving, you know, it's kind of shaking it around, but it'll jig when it comes to those little openings, and it'll sit like that, and it'll break the surface, and I'll twitch it and I'll bring it across, and just like almost like a frog, and I'll let it sit there and then move it. And you know, instead of changing baits, when I see something like that, I'll just throw it. When I'm throwing this, I'll just throw this right on top, and I've caught a lot of fish doing that. So you know, maybe that's bringing it out for everybody to know. I'm sure a lot of people do know, but I fish this a lot, and like I said, to me it's a great bait. You know, sometimes I'll dip the tails, you know, in chartreuse, and they'll have it. You can also buy them with the chartreuse tail, but sometimes I'll dip it. That's a really good way. I also will sometimes use a darter head, 1/8 of an ounce, and I used to do this all the time, and I would just run it. I'd put it in there, this small darter head, this is 1/8 of an ounce, and I would put it in there, push it all the way to the top, and I guess it's more like a swim jig. I mean, not a swim jig, let me see if I can get this. I used to do this all the time, and it would just, it's a little bit harder. This one's pretty wore out. This is an old bait. I don't want to use a new one on it. Then it sits on my tackle bar. But sometimes I'll break bite that little tip off and make it more square. I guess I should have done that. Anyway, and I'll usually have it just like that. So that hook is just barely sticking out. It's not sticking out a whole lot, but it's just barely sticking out. And I'll run it on the darter head. So when it hits the bottom, and then you kind of move it up, and that tail just moves through the water, you know, and it rests on the bottom, and I'll pop it, you know, I'll drag it, and I'll do different things with that, and those work really good. This has been a bait that I've used for, gosh, a lot of years, since they first came out, and I call it the original swim bait. But it works really well. You know, you can fish this a lot of different ways. You know, I fished it on a Texas rig, on a Carolina rig. I fished on a Carolina rig, and the same thing, you know. And well, there's no weight, but it's resting on the bottom, so that thing hits your weight hits the bottom, and then this is being pulled behind it, and as you move that weight, this is just kind of moving and sideways, and it'll stop and, you know, rest, and then it'll come back and forth, and it works really good in deep water. So I'll throw that a lot. I've caught a lot of fish on those, and that's what I'll throw a lot in the mooring. I like throwing those, and I can throw like a jerk bait, and you know, jerk bait gets tiring after a while. You know, you can feel like you can only make so many casts with a jerk bait, but a fluke, it's just so easy. You know, I could throw this all day long, and I could throw it into structure, I could throw it around trees, I could throw it around in bushes, I could throw it on rocks. I'll throw it, sometimes land on the edge of the land and just pop it right onto the water, you know, and it just moves really well. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you like, please press the like button, and if you got any comments, leave me some. Also, like if you subscribe to the channel, you know, and it's absolutely free. And but anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.